Thank you.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What's up, everyone? We are currently live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Chords on Rumble. What's up? And Rumble on YouTube. I hope everyone is having a fantastic. Please sing with me. Everyone sing. This is the Derek O'Shea Show. Welcome to the revolution. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day and hang out with me. It means a lot to me. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm currently live on all social media platforms. It is election season, people, so just remind you to remember this is the time of year when big tech censorship is at an all-time highest. I'm currently banned on TikTok as we speak. Yeah, that platform is whatever. You can hate it or love it, but I'm currently banned on there for hate speech because of my video regarding Nancy Pelosi and her essentially calling illegal immigrants plantation cotton pickers. So that's what video is taken down, and it might be the reason I lose my entire TikTok account. We'll see. That just means I have to start all over because that's what you do on TikTok. You just constantly start all over and over and over again. It's like unlike other platforms where they just completely ban you for life. They want you to keep coming back because it's more important to come back than, I don't know, being taken down the platform. Only a couple of people have been taken down, and those are Tate and other people like that. Like Donald Trump, I'm sure wouldn't be allowed on Twitter, but I'm currently not allowed to do anything on TikTok as we speak, but whatever. I don't care. As always, if you're always welcome to make the move over to Rumble. I highly recommend it. If you enjoy my show and you're not on Rumble, go to Rumble because it's only a matter of time before my channel gets taken down. I get another strike or something because, well, we talk about the news. We talk about what's going on in the world. And because of that, it's only a matter of time before they decide, you know what, Derek is saying things that aren't okay to talk about because it makes our candidates look not okay, not good, and he needs to shut his mouth. But speaking of that, Elon Musk proposes to buy Twitter buyout at $54.20 per share. Trading halted as the price soars, of course. Elon Musk buying Twitter is the left's worst nightmare. I've been looking all over on Twitter all day today, and I've seen people just lose their minds about how Twitter is important for our democracy. We need to have a safe space within Twitter because without Twitter, how can we win? Without censoring speech, how can we win? It's incredible how many people are call the other side fascist, and at the same time, they're the ones that are saying, you know what? Let's take down let's have censorship. Let's also get rid of religion. Those are the people that are actually fascists. The ones that want to control the narrative, control the speech, and not allow someone like myself to be able to voice my own opinion. Because, dear God, imagine somebody that doesn't do this for a living and just does this for fun. Imagine that person having a voice. That person needs to be shut down immediately. But anyways, Musk made the proposal and let Twitter executives know. Even the Twitter CEO put out a tweet today saying, oh, I guess I'm going to be fired now. LOL. But people are freaking out about this. Unlike myself, I love this. I'm excited about this. I wish there would be more platforms like a Rumble that would just allow people to have a voice their opinions, to allow them to have an opportunity to have free speech, an opportunity to talk openly, an opportunity to be the true, authentic self, instead of just tiptoeing and pretending that this is a free speech platform when indeed it is clearly not a free speech platform based on their actions. So hopefully Elon Musk will come on, restore people like Trump. Will Trump come back? He says he's not going to come back, but I think it would be literally one of the dumbest political moves that he's ever done if he doesn't go on Twitter, because there's the reach, the platform. It's just better than True Social. I like True Social because there's more, it seems like people are allowed to have actual conversations with one another, but it's still just another platform. And there's just too many platforms out there, and people just can't keep up. And so people are used to the main ones. It's just the reason why even people that hate Google, they still use Google searches. Because, well, we're just used to it. Why am I going to change? Am I going to really use DuckDuckGo for everything, or am I going to just use DuckDuckGo for certain things? Let me know your thoughts on Elon Musk. People are freaking out, of course, calling this the end of democracy and all kinds of stupid comments because people are just so frail and weak that the idea of, being forced to equally compete with the way you talk, what comes out of your mouth, what you write, is just too much for people because they've had too good of an unfair advantage for too long that now they're going to have to compete with people like me, and that's just not okay for them because I'm little and I need to shut my mouth. Okay, next story. As we continue down the pipe chords, how you doing today? How are you doing this fine Tuesday? Hope you're having a ball. We continue down the news. Right now, New Hampshire is sending 2 National Guard units to assist in CBP at the southern border. New Hampshire is sending Tiger Man. What's up? I'm from Florida. How's it going? We got Florida and Arizona in the hizzy. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu said in a press release Monday that the 2 units would be dispatched to the border in response to a federal mobilization order from the Department of Defense. This is the second time in 2 years that the Granite Senate state has sent National Guardsmen to assist U.S. Customs and Border Patrol at the border. As the crisis continues under the Biden administration, New Hampshire is grateful for the heroic men and women National Guard, blah, blah, blah. They answered the call during the COVID pandemic. Now they're answering the nation's call. So this is happening. Shout out to New Hampshire. But here is a perfect example. Things are kind of heating up at the border as we speak. As always, people are bored of talking about the border, bored of the border. But things are not getting better. It's getting worse. Why? Because people can just turn themselves in and be let in. Imagine breaking a federal crime and then turning yourself in and then just not only getting fed, but getting a cell phone, getting healthcare, and potential jobs, and going to sanctuary cities where you'll be safe. Imagine if there was any other federal crime like that. There isn't. Unless you align with a particular party or you're a politician, then you can get away with whatever you want. But here we go. Here is what's going on at Eagle Pass right now. This just came out.
Fiscal year. But meanwhile, obviously, we are trying to get more details. Again, the property owner beyond that roadblock, Magali Urbina, calling us, saying she's very upset that she learned a National Guardsman had been shot. And just to give you a sense for the Guard's role. Now, of course, Texas DPS and Border Patrol are here, but so too are the National Guard positions. There's some down on the river, and there's some down towards the entrance of the property. And really the coordination.
Tiger Man says we need them to pick Nancy's grapes.
Between the National Guard as authorized under Governor Abbott, along with Texas DPS supplementing the Border Patrol, is allowed for a much more efficient and safe processing of the unbelievable, unprecedented numbers of migrants that are coming on a daily basis. Now, there are no indications that this National Guardsman that's been shot was a result of what was coming across the border. We simply don't know. It's just happened in the last hour. We're trying to find out more details. We'll bring them to you as soon as we get them, Bill.
All right, gotcha. Griff, I'll be back to you in a moment. Is that the border wall behind you, Griff? I'm just trying to get a sense of that.
Yeah, that's right, Bill. Let's just orient you a little bit. That's the border wall that you can see. And in the distance, a bridge, which is a bridge that goes into Piedras Negras in Mexico, the river just literally less than a quarter mile beyond that. And just underneath that bridge is where you see myself and Bill Malusian and our reporters, Matt Finn, Alexis McAdams, doing frequent live shots there in the last month, just there, because this is really ground zero where the migrants choose to cross on a daily basis. And that's why we have these outposts of National Guard along this road and at entrances too. They sit there on post and watch for traffic and help coordinate the efforts, all of a part of it. But our heart's certainly going out right now as that very upset property owner, Magali Urbina, to learn that these guardsmen that she sees every day, one has been injured. We're going to get more.
National Guardsman has been shot at the border. Because the cartel isn't real, and we're going to pretend like this situation is just totally okay. As the Biden administration says, the border is secure. Is it? Because it seems like it's ran by gangs. Wilson, what's up? Find it, fix it. How's it going? For some reason, Rumble isn't letting me type in live chat. I'm troubleshooting it. Anyway, I'm willing to be. Hey, I appreciate you for checking Rumble out. Yeah, Rumble's hit or miss for me. I don't know what it is if they just give precedent to bigger channels or whatever. I have no idea. I'm willing to be a lot of these citizenship to military service. Hey, I'm fine with that too. If you're willing to serve, come. More common than you think. We need to have a 50-foot fence. Oh man, we need something. But the cartel is only going to continue to get stronger as we pretend like this isn't a problem. Same with war on drugs. I mean, these cartels are making more money than they've ever made in their lives, especially with how many people are addicted to fentanyl and how cheap it is. And then they're just making money off of people coming across the border because they control the space. And they're like, hey, you pay us money, we'll help you get across the border. And then I'm hearing stories about rape trees and stuff like that in Arizona. To pretend like there isn't human devastation happening and horrific acts happening due to these gangsters who own this space is just so silly. To be called racist for just calling this out is another way of them trying to control the narrative, control your speech, and do not let them do it because just because you there are such horrific acts that are happening, and these people's lives matter. They should be treated as such, as opposed to just whatever, we need workers. Because that's what it seems like. As Nancy Pelosi says, we need these people to work our fields, essentially, because that's what she cares more about, appeasing the major corporations. Oh, of course. This pretend also like the Democrats aren't in bed with major corporations is the biggest lie known to mankind. Yeah, they're for the people. When in fact, it's the Democrat base. The part that is growing most in the Democrat base is white, rich, suburban people. So you be the judge of that. It's all part of the course. Well, they have to have cheap labor. They constantly talk about how they want to, raise minimum wage and stuff like that. They don't care about that. They don't care about you making more money or the average American. They know they need cheap labor because these companies want to continue to grow, and they don't want to pay for expensive like you and me because we know we have like rights, or we know we're looking for the best job possible, and these people are just looking for a job. But you're racist for saying that. I mean, especially some of these like corporations that have like worker plans that they'll put out to like Mexico or Guatemala or all these places, and they're like, hey, we'll pay you in cash and we'll give you a place to stay, but you got to stay with a bunch of people and stuff like that. These corporations are as big of a problem as politicians when it comes to what's going on at the border. They're just as much to blame as the average politicians, because I'm sure they're telling them, hey, don't say anything. We need these people to do work for us because the average American is not going to do it because we can't pay them enough. As we continue down what's going on at the border right now.
Details to get it to you.
Just one more question, Griff. We're looking at a camera shot that shows a road that kind of winds its way around. I don't know if you can see that from where you are. There are several white vehicles on the left side of the road. And then, well, I guess it's bottom right-hand corner. No, that's a different line on the road. Well, where is that from where you are?
So that's just about a half a mile, if even beyond where we are here. And those white trucks you see, by the way, are most often National Guard trucks. That's what the troops are driving around in the pickup trucks, because they, of course, have to go off-road too. And the property in the distance along that road is largely a pecan orchard, and that is why we got the call from the property owner that we've talked to a lot. Now, you're seeing Texas DPS and the Texas Military Department in the lead in this investigation. But what we do obviously have confirmed by sources and from the property owner is that one guardsman has been shot, his status unknown, the cause or reason not known as well.
Griff, thank you for that reporting on scene there on the border. Griff Jenkins, and get back to us when we get a bit more information.
Fiscal
crazy. But again, the border's completely secure. New Hampshire sends guardsmen. Guardsman gets shot. Border's completely secure. Don't say anything otherwise, or else you are part of the problem. There are programs for agriculture works. Exactly. Well, there's that. Same with like food and bev, construction. Those people are just as much to blame. I mean, I get like you need to hire people, but if you're hiring, people that I found it always like crazy is like I know people that work in construction and they talk about illegal like immigrants, and they also talk about how they vote Republican, and at the same time they will also hire illegal immigrants. It's just I just don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense to me. But don't worry, guys. Huge breaking development. Harry Styles has picked who he wants for governor. God. If you think celebrity politicians are going to save you, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if anyone saw that video, but that was just so silly. Freaking Beto O'Rourke. Oh, what a joke. That debate the other night was so trash. Anyways, as we continue down the line, my camera is being all weird. Let's see. Okay, I think we're back. All right. Some very, very exciting news. Our national debt surpasses $31 trillion. Debt continues to climb even after massive levels of spending during the COVID pandemic have waned. Awesome. Biden has taken down the deficit, though. The U.S. national debt has passed $31 trillion for the first time in history. Man, Dark Brandon at it again, making the world a better place. Treasury Department data released Tuesday showed that the total national debt was $31.123 trillion as of Monday. Awesome. The new milestone was reached as the federal government insatiable spending has slowed, considering as the COVID pandemic has waned. In the coming months, the following outbreak, the national debt rose $1 trillion in just a month's time. Not just once, but twice in 2020, which is just so great. As a result, the federal government spent $33.1 trillion more in received in 2020 and spent $2.8 trillion more than it received in the following year. Dude, Dark Brandon is killing it. Sick. I love this new Biden is making so many great moves. National debt. Must be why silver is up in price this week. Oh, of course. Yeah. Rare earth minerals. It's our politicians are never going to be held accountable for their spending. They're not. And they call you crazy for even calling them out. These people, we're paying for wars that we're not involved with, but we decide to be involved with. We pay stupid prices for healthcare. Government programs up the wazoo. Constant research that is unnecessary. It just gets worse and worse. And it's funny. I've been looking up how much Florida is going to receive for the hurricane, and people are talking about in the billions, which is crazy because we're at the point now where I think we're getting close to $20 billion spent in Ukraine, but we're going to spend way, way less in Florida, of course. Why? To get out of debt, you have to stop spending eventually. But these people think that we'll just tax people more. We'll cripple the people that give us money. Here's some of their insane rhetoric.
No risk of another recession. Responsible governing has won on this exceedingly important issue.
Every Senate Democrat is going to vote on party lines to raise our nation's debt limit by trillions of dollars. If they jam through another reckless taxing and spending spree, this massive debt increase will just be the beginning.
Nobody worries about the debt up here because it's not their money.
One thing we need to do is to get the billionaires to actually pay income tax.
Yes, and how do we do that? Do we just make a better tax code that everyone can get behind? Or do we just continue just to hire more IRS agents to go after people like me? But thanks, Elizabeth Warren.
Jeff Bezos.
All right, so the debt ceiling has been voted up, $2.5 trillion. So if you look at the debt clock right now, we don't look at it that much, but here it is, $29 trillion and counting, and every second I talk, all that money keeps on adding on there.
That is so crazy.
Inflation, the producer price index for final demand, change in this up 9.6%. This is the largest advance since the 12-month data was first calculated in November of 2010. And you can look at where it's projected to go. It's going up. And does that change the equation on Capitol Hill? Let's bring in our panel.
No, it doesn't.
Former Education Secretary Bill Bennett, Kimberly Strassel, a member of the editorial board at the Wall Street Journal, and Jeff Mason, White House correspondent for Reuters. Bill, you look at that PPI chart and the up arrow, and then you add.
Do you guys think these politicians will ever
keeps on ticking? Republicans,
decide to not spend so much?
Focused on
doesn't seem like
debt and deficit
Republicans or Democrats either have an appetite to spend less.
But it seems like nobody is up on Capitol Hill.
No, the spending spree of the last 13 years is where I'd put it. ready to be corrected on that, has been outrageous. That we have to raise the debt ceiling is understandable, but where things stand, that where the numbers are, is outrageous. Is there no end? And how sharp is that line going to go up? One more way to punish our children and grandchildren is what we're doing now. And now we get this outrageous notion, excuse my parochialism, about forgiving all this student loan debt. Sorry, folks, you signed up for this to get your education, to get your degree, and you got to pay it back. It was an obligation to freely accept it. Now, I will admit, a lot of these institutions...
Do you guys think Ukraine is going to pay their debts back?
...of higher education are in the rip-off business, but you did this knowingly. This can't happen. We can't add another $1 trillion because of forgiveness of loans and debts that were freely incurred by students for their own benefit.
Jeff, from the White House point of view, how hard did they push?
Hundreds are like $10 bills these days. Yes.
The best Christmas present here.
Oops.
The Build Back Better
Sorry.
bill. Take a listen.
All it takes is one Democrat to put the brakes on and stop this thing dead in its tracks.
The president meeting again with Senator Manchin.
We're not quite there yet, hence the conversations will continue.
Senator Manchin.
How old is that clip?
Can determine the timing here. If he thinks it's not ready and he's not ready to go, then I assume this will be brought up some other time. The best Christmas present the American people could hear was that this bill was going nowhere.
So, Kimberly, that's perhaps why Senator Romney called Senator Manchin President Manchin while getting into the elevator recently. He's got a lot of scheduling that he can do.
Yeah, two enormous things happened this last Friday. One, we got those massive new inflation numbers, and as Bill Bennett said, they're going up. They're not getting better. That's been one of Manchin's red lines. And then also that new CBO score that showed the honest accounting of the Build Back Better agenda, which is closer to $5 trillion rather than the $2 trillion that Democrats have been saying. Those have been
$5 trillion. Oh God, dude, don't you just feel like you're just gonna like, oh, what the hell? It just changed. Okay, thanks, Fox News, stupid website. Don't you guys just feel like you're just gonna wake up one day and we're not gonna have $1 anymore? We're not gonna have a country. We're just going to. It's just going to be gone. The out of control spending is unreal. You can't do that. I can't do that. But, they can do that. But what do I know? I know nothing. Let's get into some fun news. This picture behind me. Daddy DeSantis really went after some of the looters and went after some of the people that were ruining some of Florida. And here's a clip from Ron DeSantis today really going after some of the looters. It's freaking hilarious.
I don't have the authority to forcibly relocate people. If I could, I would take those 3 looters, I'd drag them out by the collars, and I'd send them back to where they came from.
How dare you? Come on. This guy's running for president in 2024, right? I mean, come on. I mean, it's got to be Newsom versus DeSantis in the end, right? I know Biden just recently said that he's running again. Really? I could definitely see the Democratic Party, like some of these people challenging Biden. I don't know. Do you guys think Biden? Do you think Biden is actually going to run again? Because I know I've even seen how Hillary Clinton is in the talks now. So now I've seen Hillary Clinton, which has always been the person I put my money on running again for the Democratic Party because, well, she's like Beto, If you don't win, just keep trying. So one day people will vote for me. I always put my money on Hillary, Newsom, and Biden, all 3 running. Kamala, no way. No freaking way. They would tell her to quietly go away. Versus this, I guess Trump, but it should be DeSantis in my eyes. Go with the momentum. Maybe it's just me. All right, here we go. Here is our education secretary talking about how it's fully committed to enforcing Title IX's protections, which you know exactly what they're talking about, right? Girls.
Today, my department is issuing a new resource to remind schools of their obligation under Title IX. For 50 years, Title IX has protected students from sex-based discrimination, and since 1975, it has also protected students from discrimination based on pregnancy, termination of pregnancy, or any related conditions. My department is fully committed to enforcing Title IX's protections.
There you go. And then it just gets better. So this is probably where it gets really, really, really insane. Is that the Biden Secretary of Education, now says that students need contraception in order to get good education. I think he was kind of alluding to abortion as well. You know, you got to have contraception in order to be educated. Because what? Okay, listen.
I share your grave concerns about maintaining access to contraception and reproductive health services on our college campuses.
I share your grave concerns for contraception and reproductive health. Reproductive health, aka abortion, on our college campuses. What does that have to do with education? It doesn't matter. It's all encompassing. It's all one. Keep going.
I share your grave concerns about maintaining access to contraception and reproductive health services on our college campuses, and ensuring there's accurate and reliable information for students and for educators. Students need access to healthcare to thrive in school and in life, and that includes reproductive healthcare.
You need access to be able to murder a baby in order to finally get educated. God. Tell me it's not a religion. This is their the whole platform they're running on this year for 2022. This is the entire Democratic platform in all campaigns. All of them is abortion. That's it. That's all they're running on. That's all I've seen. I don't see any other issue they're making an entire platform off of, unless they're going into like Beto with Abbott. He's going to go after some of the things he did in the past. But this is the entire Democratic platform in a nutshell. Is that if you can't have abortion, then you don't have health care?
Thank you also to Vice President Harris. In August, we met with college leaders grappling with new, sweeping restrictions to their states. Our work together is ongoing. It's clear the Dobbs ruling has sown fear and confusion on our college campuses. I worry about the chilling effects this uncertainty, including about access to birth control.
What's Biden doing just now? Biden doing a little nipple? What's going on with him right there? Yeah.
Birth control will have on students. I think about the 1 in 4 women who experience sexual assault in college and what this means for their safety and their well-being. I think about the college student I met.
What is what? Safety? Well-being?
In September, who was unable to enroll until she escaped a violent abuser. Access to reproductive.
Wait, what? She wasn't able to enroll because she needed to escape from her abuser? What does that have to do with abortion? I don't know. We're just going to emotionally manipulate you to coming up to the same conclusion as us. This is politics in a nutshell. Continue to go down the road, though, please, because I'm trying to understand your rhetoric and your logic to get here. So you're essentially saying that people on campus, on college campus, can't have proper education if they're concerned that if they get pregnant, they won't be able to abort the baby. That's what education is. Any chance to emotionally manipulate you to a place of feeling like the world is going to end, a politician will use that. That's why they constantly just bring up these insane statistics or these random references where it's like this one instance happened, therefore my entire argument is going to be based off this one instance. Are college students really that concerned about abortion that they feel like they won't be able to be educated if they can't kill a baby within the womb? That's their main concern? Maybe don't go to college then. Maybe college isn't right for you. If you can't personally be held responsible of your own body, then maybe you should learn something else or go to a school that's safer, like an online education. Call me crazy. Killing babies 2022 / vote for me. Exactly. But it's always like you notice too, they always create the argument around abortion, calling it health care. They call it health care. No. Calling abortion health care is like the craziest jump ever. Healthcare should be about making sure the patient stays alive. Am I correct? Am I crazy in that kind of ideological rhetoric? Am I crazy in that kind of thought process? I don't have time for playing word games when it comes to abortion. I just don't. And if that offends you, I don't care. But like, I think everyone has the right to live. Call me crazy. Even people that aren't going to have that great of a life. It should be up to me. I don't know. God. But continue down the line. This is like, and they constantly frame it in a way of like men attacking women, as opposed to there are plenty of women who are pro-life. Those are women too. I know it's like the people on the left, they constantly look at women that are pro-life as non-existent the same way they look at like black conservatives. They just feel like those people aren't real, or they're not real blacks, or like real women. It's like these people are some of like the rudest, most insane, horrible people to just put people in a box like that. And yet they're the ones that are seen as empathetic? Absolutely not. We want to give everyone health care. Exactly. But what does health care also have to do with college education? Why is that his priority? Why is he even talking about abortion? You should be talking about maybe lowering the price of college, or holding these college institutions accountable for suckering in these 18-year-olds into paying exorbitant amounts for their gender studies degrees. But no, we want your children to spend $150,000 on college education, and that college should be providing abortions free under the jurisdiction and the aid of the federal government.
Access to reproductive health care is vital to these students and to countless others for success in college and beyond.
But again, this is the entire Democratic platform for 2022 is abortion. This is it. Get ready. Get ready. This is all they're going to talk about as these right-wing people attacking women. Because apparently women are just so weak that they need us to stop. They need somebody like Beto to stop men from attacking them. with their abortion rights. I mean, healthcare, reproductive rights. I should be able to choose who I kill and who I don't kill. Also, just that idea alone as well of like that only a mother has the right to murder. Only a mother should have the right to kill. Not a father, not a brother, not a sister, but a mother. God. All right, let's continue on the line. Call me crazy. I don't care. 3 hours later. Again, and here is Kamala Harris talking about the same exact thing. And right now, the Democrats are pushing for, they keep talking about making a national law to codify Roe versus Wade. I don't think they'll ever do it for a couple of reasons. But the biggest reason is this. Then Democrats will have to actually come to the table and discuss where they draw the line in abortion. They will actually have to say after this many weeks or all the way up until birth or maybe a couple months after birth. We'll see. I don't know. They're still young. We should be able to kill them if we want. They will not codify. They will not make a law regarding this because then they will have to write down what they believe. And then the voter will have to hold them accountable. So instead, they'll just continue this word game back and forth with Republicans and just call them back and forth stuff, good rent, cutting edge stuff. Hey, I appreciate you, courts. But they'll continue to this back and forth thing because it's more important for politicians, particularly on the Democrat side right now, to have talking points rather than have to actually address what you believe in or stand by what you say. Like, so when somebody like Beto starts talking about reproductive rights with Governor Abbott, Abbott should have said, hey, where do you draw the line? Because they're not going to say it. They won't say it. But here's Kamala Harris talking about that they need to codify Roe versus Wade and make it a law. Again, I don't think they don't want this. They don't. They'll pretend and they'll wink and nod towards their liberal base and their leftist women and their leftists in general, but they don't want to do this. Okay, here we go. Here's Kamala Harris speaking in the flesh.
It is important to note that if there were a national law that was passed in the United States Congress to protect reproductive care, so-called leaders then could not ban abortion, even in the cases of rape and incest. They could not criminalize providers. They could not limit access to contraception if Congress passed a law that protected these rights. So it is important for everyone to know what is at stake.
Fleisch.
To stop and reverse these attacks on women, we need to pass.
These attacks on women. We're attacking them. It's an attack. Chrono Tango, what's up? I don't think I've seen you in a while, or ever. I don't know. I don't know that username that well. But es was trinken? You want to talk German? We could talk German. But again, they will not pass this law. They won't. I don't think so. Because then you will hear their insane rhetoric. Because you'll hear people like what we already have on record of Democrats talking about being allowed to do an abortion all the way up till birth. There are people that believe that. And they walk it back constantly and they pretend like they didn't actually say that or they don't actually want it. It's like the gray area they all agree is truth and correct, but they don't want to get on record and say it. And again, this kind of rhetoric, this over-emotional jargon of just like, it's an attack on women. Brendan, what up? It's an attack on women. We're attacking them. And then they constantly throw in the rape and incest. They always throw that in. So if the father's a douchebag, you need to kill the child, essentially. If the father's a jerk, murder the child. They don't have a chance to live. They shouldn't be allowed to. That's why you have people like Stacey Abrams constantly saying weird stuff like, that 6-week national heartbeat thing, that 6-week thing where the baby has a heartbeat, that is fabricated by men. Men are creating that so that they want women to believe that it's actually living and proof. And then we had that that morning Today Show clip about how they were talking about how babies very early in the womb can taste things and their reaction showing emotion as they react to what they eat. And they don't want to do those kind of stories because then it gives a humanhood to the baby. And then you'll have to because it's a human. Right now, they feel comfortable in their rhetoric with like fetus and cells and stuff like that. But we continue down the line. Chrono says we need to pass a law that guarantees women's right to medical procedure, aka asking a tumor to grow. So you can just get an 8-pound tumor removed as opposed to a cyst removed. Yeah, okay. I see what you're doing. All right, we'll continue down this route with Kamala Harris of this insane rhetoric. Again, she is not the ideal figure when it comes to rhetoric or being an orator of the day. But here we go.
The tax on women, we need to pass such a national law. And so we need the American people to make their voices heard and take a stand on the right of all women to exercise their choice to have access to reproductive health care.
There's part of me that the gender is already decided at inception. How dare you say that? Gender. You mean sex. They made up fetuses to make it seem like you're not murdering. Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, you could call it a technical term, but this idea that it's not going to become a baby is just so ridiculous, That's like me looking at like my grandfather and being like, you were never a child. You don't understand. You're not even a freaking child. You're not even a person. You're like, you used to be. I wish the Democrats were just honest in their conversation about abortion and just call it, I wish they would just be like, we are for murdering babies. We're totally fine. I think you should be allowed to kill a baby all the way up until birth, and then we could just like have a discussion. But now it's just like we'll play like little games, little emotional games. We'll give names to things that are just not fully formed, and so we'll just make it be something else. Make prophylactics government subsidized. Oh wait, they should make their standards drop and make their pregnancies okay. I legit thought older people were taller like trees. It's funny that like as you start out small and then you get bigger and then you get smaller again as you get older. You just start shrinking. But this is the entire Democratic platform right now. What about men? It takes two to create. Oh, how dare you? Men don't have a choice in this. It's all about women and their own bodies. Just because it pops out the girl doesn't mean a man has to say, dude, you never hear that same kind of rhetoric if like, okay, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, women want to have abortion without the men's consent. Okay. So can men not pay child support if they decide not to, if they're just like, you know what, I don't want this kid in my life. And no, the justice system sees that as a man trying to escape for good. I agree with that. But it's always one-sided. There's no consistency in this argument, and so that's why it's completely emotion based. When there's no consistency, you don't have to tell the truth. You don't have to be logically tight in your argument for this kind of insane thing. Then it's all emotion. And then you can just freak out and lose your mind, and you can say things like men are trying to steal your reproductive right. Tigerman says, can you turn left and kiss that lady? She has been on your shoulder for the whole show. She's dead. Tigerman, that lady is dead. Loretta Lynn, how dare you? She is dead. You need some education on country music, young man. She has been on my shoulder, though. I think she's trying to embody me. Does anybody know any Lorin songs? Here we go. Double standards, BS. Exactly. Well, exactly. The whole conversation is, surrounded around double standards. That's why people start to freak out. When you don't have to have like a sound argument, or you don't have to but you believe in something. That's why when you're challenged, you result to being a child, and then you start to just over dramatize, over emotionally, not be able to handle the moment. That's why you see people just kind of losing their minds, because they act like kids. You're just like, hey, I don't actually believe you're a dinosaur. And they're like, I'm a freaking dinosaur. Coal miner's daughter. Hey, there you go. Tiger, you son of a gun. Okay. Now we have Karine Jean Abdul-Jabbar. It's not funny. It's not. Okay. Here we have her talking about Ukraine, because we're getting ready to send another $626 million to Ukraine. Hey, shut up. Inflation is Joe Biden's number one priority. And it's not that the government needs to, halt back some of their spending or prioritize or just get better at spending money. They need to go after the people with more money, aka small business owners, which is 87,000 IRS agents. E.G. and Carol Jabbar. I like that one. All right, here we go. Here is our press secretary. Sorry, K-roll. Freaking Foffle. Okay, here we go. Here's our press sec.
Thank you, Karine. Is the administration worried that Elon Musk is spreading Russian propaganda?
Oh, I hate our corporate press so much. God. I don't. I just want you to know that a lot of these clips I don't watch, and so I'm reacting with you at the same time. So my reactions are genuine. That's why I hold back, because I hate shows that show fake reaction. Is the White House concerned that Elon Musk is spreading Russian? What did she say?
Thank you, Karine. Is the administration worried that Elon Musk is spreading Russian propaganda?
Oh my God. Are these people adults? Are these people real? Russian propaganda? Is Elon Musk spreading Russia? Okay, I'll just listen to this. These people aren't serious. Don't take them seriously. That's why they go after people like me, because they're just like, stop doing our job. Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Karine. Is the administration worried that Elon Musk is spreading Russian propaganda?
Can you be more specific?
Well, this weekend he put out this, quote, peace plan that includes giving Russia Crimea.
He put out a peace plan. He's doing that Russian propaganda. He's basically a Putin apologist for asking for peace. No, we need to have nuclear war. That's the only answer.
Quote, peace plan that includes giving Russia Crimea and redoing some of these elections, but with the UN watching. So wondering if there's concern there.
I thought we were all about democracy. Huh? Are we not about democracy? I thought we were all about democracy. I guess it's not democracy then, huh? I guess it's about power. Continue.
Can you be more specific?
Well, this weekend he put out this, quote, peace plan that includes giving Russia Crimea and redoing some of these elections, but with the UN watching. So wondering if there's concern there.
So we've been very clear about this, and I just said this earlier in the briefing. Anything about Ukraine, we are not going to talk about Ukraine without Ukraine. It is their...
What? What? We're not going to talk about Ukraine without Ukraine. Okay. What the frick? Not everyone is a big baby nowadays who can handle their own emotion. No, everyone is a big baby nowadays who can't handle their own emotions or people with different beliefs. I know. But that's why you're on this channel. I try to do my best to handle my own emotions, even when people are just like losing their mind towards me or just being irrational in the way they like discuss things with me. Like if you can't be an emotionally regulated adult, you're going to have a tough life, and it's going to be full of anxiety, and it's going to be over the top. If you can't handle things like the news, or you can't handle politicians lying or other YouTubers having different opinions, like, it's time to learn how to handle that. It's time to learn how to like grow up and emotionally regulate yourself, because the world sucks, and you can't just put your head in a hole forever. I need to show ya, see ya. Okay, show me, see ya. See ya, Chrono. But continue down the line, Gene Psaki.
Ukraine. We are not going to talk about Ukraine without Ukraine. It is their decision to make. When it comes to any diplomacy or negotiations in that regard. And so I leave that to the Ukrainian people. But look, you know.
Brendan says, why is she wearing a framing banana suit under that white jacket? I don't know. I freak out. Oh, freaking bananas. I like framing banana suit. I can't keep going.
We're going to make sure that we're going to be there for the Ukrainians as they fight for their own for their sovereignty, and that decision about their sovereignty, about their freedom, about their democracy will be made with them.
Oh, what horror! God, yeah. $625 million. Do not question it. If you question that money, you're basically you were on the Nazi side during World War II. It's the bottom line. And now we have Gene Psaki. I'm just gonna call it Gene Psaki. We have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar talking about gas prices. Because guess what? Gas prices are starting to come back up. Oh no. Actually, it actually is like a frame of banana. It kind of is. Just a sec. Had a galactic brain take earlier today. My friend joked the Holocaust was one long white history month, so you need to take a break. I replied 5 years is 60 months. It's my God. Oh my God. I didn't want to read that one out. I was unsure. Okay, but here is talk about gas prices, because they're starting to come back. I don't know, people. I have friends in California, and they're talking about the gas prices. I've seen pictures from California all the time. I've seen pictures from other places around the United States talking about gas prices. They're going up, but of course, you know, when they're going up, it's not Biden's fault. But if they're coming down, Biden did it.
Thanks, Green. You've said the president was responsible for
peace
gas
and love,
prices
prosperity
coming
to all.
down. Is the president responsible for gas prices going up?
So
yes,
it's a lot more nuanced than that, right?
Oh, it's more nuanced. It's different. See, when the gas prices are going up, it's more nuanced. But when they're going down, it's definitely Biden's doing. No nuance there whatsoever, okay? And if you just say otherwise, you're basically for Putin winning the war in Ukraine. Who dresses this like she needs a knee? She needs that knee stylist, dude. I think you meant NEW, not new. That's okay. I'm dyslexic. That's the only reason why I'm laughing. All right, here we go. Keep going down the line about this nuanced conversation regarding the gas prices. It's incredibly nuanced. Oh, for a second there, I thought it was like OPEC and you know, these gas prices, gas companies just, you know, jacking up the fees. It's not nuanced. Well, this is nuanced. It's just hard to follow the rhetoric coming out of this administration. Banana's banana, I'm a banana, look at me go.
This is coming down. Is the president responsible for gas prices going up?
So it's a lot more nuanced than that, right? Peter, you know this.
Yeah, it's so nuanced,
there have been
man.
global challenges that we have all dealt with. When I say all, meaning other countries as well have dealt with since the pandemic. There's been pandemic and there's been Putin's war. And Putin's war has increased gas prices at the pump. We have seen that over the past several months. And what the president was able to do, he took some historic steps when you think about the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and making sure that we were able to do everything that we can to bring that cost down for America.
You guys are doing everything you can to bring the cost down, huh? Everything. You're doing everything you can to bring the cost down. Everything. Oh. See, this is why I get mad. This is why I just kind of lose my, get annoyed. I don't like being lied to. I'm not one of those people who are just okay. Yeah. You know what? They're doing everything they can. I can't do it. I'm not one of those. I just, it triggers me. 325 is the cheapest gas station by me. Lowest has been since Biden got in. Used to be under 3 everywhere. There you go. Let's continue down this nuanced conversation, though. Freaking nuanced.
American families give
Again, don't forget that under Trump, it was under $2.
them a little bit more of a breathing room, and we saw that. We saw that every.
The pipeline thing. We will never get down to the bottom of who blew up the pipeline because of who blew up the pipeline. Let's just have a real conversation about that. We will never. That story will slowly go away because, I mean, if it was actually Russia that did it, that story would be everywhere, and people would be trying to get down to the bottom of it constantly, trying to figure out why they did it, and make a bigger story out of it. But because of who probably did it, and I'm not saying who did it, who probably did it, that story will go away. Just like a lot of other people, conspiracy theory things, that change the course of an entire global economy and politically. Those big events like that just slowly go away, makes you wonder. 319, I saw 287 maybe at Walmart gas stations. It's a simulation. Oh, now I'm here for that. All right, we continue down the line. Satellites we'll see. I don't know what you mean. Okay, keep going down the line.
And we saw that. We saw that every day this summer, saving American families over $1 per gallon. And so that is what the president's going to continue to stay focused on, our American consumers. How do we continue to keep...
Exactly, Brennan. Go away like the Las Vegas shooting. The fact that you even say that, you're seen as insane. But how can a story like that just dwindle? That story should be around forever. It should be treated like 9/11. It's a very serious matter. A lot of people died. No. Make it go away. It was just a weird circumstance.
To keep prices down. That's why we did the Inflation Reduction Act. That's why we talked.
They're keeping prices down. That's why they did the Inflation Reduction Act, which is, again, they just put out that new thing saying that's going to cost the taxpayers $5 trillion. But again, it's reducing the inflation.
The Inflation Reduction Act. That's why we talk about the CHIPS Act. All of these things are going to help Americans here in this country.
Find it. I get what you're saying. Won't satellites find who exploded it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they could see that deep down in the water. But, I mean, that might be true. And at the same time, we will never know. And it'll just go away. Stop asking questions. Stop wondering. Just make it go away. Because that's what's more important. It's more important is controlling the narrative than actually getting down to the bottom of it. Because if we get down to the bottom of it, then the people that actually committed this heinous act will be held accountable. And they don't want that. It's not just gas, it's everything. The cost of everything went up. Exactly. How dare you say that? That's so racist of you for saying the cost of everything went up. And Vegas shooting had at so many lies, the cameras, the police changing the line. I feel like you could like do a whole show on the Vegas, what happened there. Where is? I'm looking for something that I meant to pull up, but then I don't know where it is. Oh yeah, this. Okay. I'll hold this later. Okay. Okay, we talked about gasoline prices. Aircraft carrier USS Ford has been unable to pass sea trials, has suddenly been declared ready for deployment. It will be escorting the LNG and gas for our friends over. Oh, God. Yeah. Interesting. Anyone see? Dude. Dude, that's like the false flag, or if it is a false flag, or if it is something that like happened that insane like that, this stuff makes me concerned because, again, you know, the people that lose out in the end is you and me. It's not these politicians pushing the rhetoric and this tone and pushing us closer to war. They don't care about that. Boats have trackers on them unless they disable. They didn't disable anything. They know. Come on. They know. They just don't want to talk about it. But here's our administration right here talking about the new package we're sending, the new $625 million. That's over $500 million in security assistance package to Ukraine. That'll never be known. Starlink is really just a cover for a government surveillance program. Elon is testing they can ship it enough south. Man. Now that is something I can walk down. That's interesting. You hear multiple shooters, a guy in the room. It seems like the whole Vegas shooting thing. The idea that it's like a bump stock created that. I don't think so. But I don't know. It's like one of those things that you could like constantly obsess over, and because there's no good information out there, you can continually focus on because, you know, it's the gray area and there's no fine lines. It's no like black and white. So I just feel like it's like a rabbit hole that once you open up, once you continue to go down, nothing makes sense. And it just drives you crazier. So you continue to try to figure out what's going on, and then you just go farther in, and I don't think we'll ever know. We'll never know what happened for the Vegas. We'll never know. It'll just go away. It'll be just like this pipeline. But here's our press secretary talking about our new $625 million security assistance package to Ukraine.
This morning, President Biden spoke with President Zelensky to underscore that the United States will never recognize Russia's purported
I've seen that website
of Ukrainian territory and will continue to support Ukraine as it defends itself from Russian aggression. President Biden informed President Zelensky that the United States is providing a new $625 million security assistance package to Ukraine as they continue to defend their country from Russian efforts. This morning, President $625 million security assistance package to Ukraine as they continue.
I just feel like it's every single week we're dropping another $500 million to $1 billion towards this war in a time of recession. It's just they're not a NATO country, you know, but they're trying to be, which will make make a World War III for real. The helicopters and Saudi Prince being there. No, there we go. There we go. Also, right now, I saw this video and I thought it was hilarious. The Democrats are still trying to walk back. Too bad they don't give our military some money. Of course not. No, they're happy to send you to war to die for your lies and stuff that they made up and kill you and your friends for the narrative, for the message, because that's more important than actually telling the truth. But here's our Democrat base. They're now slowly walking back the defund the police movement and pretending like it never happened. Here we go. Cory Bush, tell us how to think.
And you've stuck by it. In fact, you're one of the few Democrats now who still says, let's defund the police. Are you worried at all that that could hurt some of your colleagues going into the midterm elections?
See, the thing about defund the police is we have to tell the entire narrative. People hear defund the police, but you know what they'll say? Say reallocate, say divest, say move.
Oh, that's not what you said at the beginning, right? Now we're trying to change it up a little bit, aren't we?
But it's still the same thing. We can't get caught up on the words. People spend more time focusing on the word defund than they spend on caring and addressing the problem of police violence in this country.
Oh, even she is walking back. You love to see it. The tyrants infiltrated our country and are corroding our system within 100%. 100%. The amount of connections our politicians have and some of the people with huge businesses and elites are insane. I mean, just look up, Bill Gates' grandfather. I should tell you everything. And it's just the cards are not stacked in your favor. Maybe less people would run around and shoot people if the world would be better. Might be better. Yeah. Right now you have New York just losing their minds with crime right now. As I saw a video being passed around of a naked man just running in circles in the subway, because who doesn't like seeing a butt-naked dude run in circles? But here is Kamala Harris's word salad of the day. Kamala Harris is the gift that keeps on giving, baby.
So let's deal with that disconnect.
Yeah.
Which we also refer to as disparities, because we see that people in our country are having an experience that is not equal. And that's why we talk about equity, because we recognize not everybody starts out on the same base. They don't start out in the same place, even though they have the same God-given capacity. So when we talk about the work we are doing here together, it is recognizing that and being guided by this principle of what we must do in the spirit and in the interest of equity. So let's deal with...
Oh, she is the worst. Rockefeller. Look up. Rockefeller was huge. Have you seen the video of guys cheating on the... Yes, with the brass balls. Or whatever balls, the lead balls that they put in. Cheating on a fish tournament. I mean, your life's got to be... You got to be pretty low as a human being. Like, that should be embarrassing. Here's another Kamala Harris clip for the day. The whole community believes in one way or another, economically, not to mention, and this is where it gets fun. Tell me the word that doesn't fit in this speech, because this is insane. Kamala Harris, give us the thought of the day.
And I've seen how they use that capital to hire people from the community, to open a new storefront on the main street, how they buy inventory from local businesses. The whole community benefits in one way or another, economically, not to mention psychically.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Economically, not to mention psychically.
Who isn't benefiting psychically? This administration, they're just insane. Oh my gosh, freaking benefiting psychically. How do you even mess that up? I think she was trying to say psychologically, but psychically. I think she just got out of a tarot reading or something like that. Just like talking, she said, college, you're going to, wait, just talking like she said, college, you're going to speech. Crazy. I'm confused. Is she about to advocate for trickle-down economics? Oh, they love that. They love that. What's the full quote? That's it. From their presence. Freaking psychically. The full quote is, the whole community benefits in one way or another, economically, not to mention psychically, from their presence. End quote. Crowd, what's up? Physically, psychically, looking pretty similar in the prompter. Physically? I guess that could be true. Either way, she's trying to hang on the vine for too long. Yeah. You know about Event 201, right? No. Do I need to look at Psycho-Lee? Hey, that's racist. That sounds racist. I knew a Psycho-Lee. Anastasia Psycho-Lee. She may have took some good drugs. You know what's funny is that I'll probably cut up that clip and somebody will be like, she said she meant to say physically. God, you guys are crazy. I'm like, is it okay just to laugh? Do we have to be so up in arms about everything in the world that like you can't just laugh at somebody messing up on something? Without your pillar, your God, your politician that you so adore so much, you just can't have them being made fun of. I would do the same thing if Governor DeSantis says something stupid like that. I would do the same thing. It's funny. It's okay to laugh. I'm sorry. I meant she's acting like she's doing a college speech in one of her classes. Yeah, true. She always is. She's always acting like she just got done reading a book report, and she's like being forced to give a presentation on the book report. Okay. Here's another clip from today's Kamala Harris, but here is Biden's energy secretary saying we need to do all we can to build a fairer economy. And that's why we have to put a racial equity at the forefront of our agenda at the Treasury across the Biden administration. Oh, okay. So it's equality isn't good enough. We need to put racial equity. Here's a clip.
I'll just start with a couple of words about why we're gathered here.
I'll just start with a couple words about why we're gathered. I love that voice so much. She's the best. Keep going.
I'll just start with a couple of words about why we're gathered here. And the reason is to carry forward the aspirations of the Freedmen's Savings.
Going to bed 2 a.m. run in North Florida? Gross. See ya, man. Enjoy the run, sicko. Bill Gates and his wife held a... Well, there you go. Okay, here we go. Continue, Press Secretary.
About why we're gathered here. And the reason is to carry forward the aspirations of the Freedmen's Savings Bank. Now, I'm sure other people are going to go over the full history of the bank, but in short, the bank was originally established by President Lincoln to help newly emancipated people build wealth. Yet, insufficient resources and management support led to the bank's failure that caused more than 60,000 Black Americans to lose their savings. And I think the failure of the Freedmen's Bank is illustrative of the difficult truth surrounding race in our nation's history, from Reconstruction to Jim Crow to the inequities that really continue to persist today. Our economy has failed to live up to the nation's promise of equal opportunity for all. We know that we need to do all we can to build a fairer economy, and that's why we have put racial equity at the forefront of our agenda at Treasury and across the Biden administration. We did this first with the implementation of the American Rescue.
Thank God our Treasury isn't just caring about the economy and your and my money. They're also pushing for social justice issues. Because that's what I want my Department of Treasury to be doing? Gotcha.
Rescue plan that was tried to build the foundation for an equitable economic recovery. And now...
An equitable economic recovery. So not just a recovery for the economy, but make sure it's equitable. And that's more important than just everyone recovering. Keep going. Please.
Through our recently passed economic agenda that includes the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS and...
Which, again, a new report just came out saying it's going to cost the taxpayers $5 trillion. That doesn't sound like it's very deflationary, but continue. Keep going.
Science Act and the bipartisan infrastructure law. We're trying to invest in communities.
Does this woman know how to use a mic? She keeps like putting it away from her face and close.
That have often been ignored or overlooked. Our economic blueprint supports our strong belief that tapping the potential of all communities is something, it's not just the morally right thing to do, it's also a promising strategy for inclusive economic growth as well.
Oh, God. You know, I thought like business and money and economics should be more capitalist driven, nerd based driven, numbers based driven. But now that we have our social justice warriors in the mix, now you can expect the recovery to not recover as much because it's more important to be equitable within the recovery. Don't just make the economy work equally for everyone. It must also be equitable for everyone. Unreal. Andre on Rumble, what's up? I'm not going to read that out. God. Calling her an Ewok. Blank, blank, blank. You think she looks like an Ewok? Janet Yellen? Let's get a good picture of Janet Yellen. Janet Yellen. Modern women are destroying USA. Which ones? Liberals? Andre on Rumble, you really think she looks like an Ewok? I guess I could kind of see it. Maybe like an older one. Okay, I see it now. Now it's starting to come into picture. All right, let's just get a quick Ewok pic so that we can go back and forth. Ewok, because I think it's important. Cyberpunk 2027 Part 2 announced now for real news. Oh, hey, you're back. Dude, good. Okay, here we go. This is the hard-hitting news you get here. All right, Andre and Rumble said Janet Yellen looks like an Ewok. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see it. It's pretty funny. But it's important to have an equitable economy. You know? Don't just make it equal. Because that's racist. Remember when the ADL said the elf was an anti-Semitic slur? No. Dude, the ADL used to stand for something. And now they don't. There's this I saw this video being passed around that is just interesting. I think some of us have forgotten that there are vaccine mandates that are still about to go into effect today, even though we had Biden, and I quote, during the Detroit Auto Show saying the pandemic is over, according to him. I didn't say that, YouTube, so everyone just relax. He said that. But people are about to lose their jobs still. And here is the Coast Guard guy who helped rescue a bunch of people in Florida just recently. One of the swimmers, aka the rescue swimmers, one of the badasses of the Coast Guard, are about to lose their job. He's been in the Coast Guard for 18 years because he refuses to take the vaccine over religious reasons. And that's not good enough for the military, because the true religion is the government for them. That's what it's all about. Pickle says ADL is just a cringe meme machine. Yeah, I know, 100%. To see if people will go along. COVID is a dead air than Brandon's hair. Okay, here we go. Here's this. I mean, honestly, this is depressing and sad, and we have to remember that this is still affecting people that are working in government spaces. It's not just over like Biden says. It's incredible that all these governors that are like, okay, it's over, but we got to keep our emergency orders intact. I need to be able to shut down things and stuff like that. Andre, congrats on reaching 2,000 Rumple subscribers, man. That's awesome. Here we go.
From a retention perspective, to have them leave the service earlier than they wanted or we wanted them to. But it's
Pickle says recruitment is down 25% this year alone. Now kick out of the people. Exactly. I think about like 20,000 people are about to lose their jobs over this, which is insane. Make us weak for China. Exactly. Make us weak for China. Make us weak for Russia. Make us weak for whoever we decide is the demon of the day that we need to go after and go to war with, because it's not enough to just have peacetime in this world. We need to have the next war to be a part of, because there's an evil dictator that we need to take down. And once we take down that evil dictator, then we'll finally have peace. It's funny how we keep finding more evil dictators to find. Here we go.
It's a valid military requirement, a valid medical requirement, even if it doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. I'm double boosted. I got it myself here just the last week or so. It makes the symptoms a lot less severe. It gets you back on duty.
Did he change your mind?
No. No, he did not.
Why?
Well, it doesn't change the grounds on why we're refusing the vaccine in the first place. It's faith-based. We don't agree with how it was developed, and we don't agree that it's also necessary. COVID seems to be very mild symptoms for us that are in excellent health, and given our job, we're required to be in excellent health.
Yeah.
And like I said, because of our faith and what we believe, that we don't agree with how it was developed, and that's our number one sticking point.
So have you asked for an exemption?
I have. I requested a accommodation, and that was denied. So we appealed it, and that was also denied. So the Coast Guard has told us that they intend to discharge us, and once I receive official memorandum for that, it could be 60 to 90 days before I'm discharged.
Chad, what are you going to do? And will you get any money? Do they just kick you out? Do you get any retirement eventually?
No, ma'am. I am just over 18 years.
Wow. You're just over 18, so you have 2 more years and you can retire.
Correct.
So would you consider, I know you've got a religious objection to it, but given you're so close to retirement, I'm sure there are people saying, why don't you just get the shot?
Because my faith and my belief is more important than that. If I compromise that, I compromise everything I stand for.
Man, that's a good word right there. Be willing to give up your career and everything if you believe in something. Andre, that is probably 100% true, dude. CDC, NIH, and FDA are exempt, of course. And same with our government, the politicians are also exempt. They're allowed to. But these 90-year-olds who are in Congress can be exempt. But this elite, again, the swimmers are the elite of the Coast Guard. What they do is extreme, and so they have to be in tip-top shape, and we're just like, yeah, based on all the research we know regarding COVID-19, we still need you to go ahead and get it, okay? You gotta go ahead and get it, okay? Even though statistically, we can have a conversation about that, about the effects of someone like you, we're gonna need you to do it. Why? Because it's more important to submit and fall in line than be an independent thinker. You got to root that out somehow. And these guys won't shut up about it. Get them out of here. 9 out of 10 reported. Exactly. Pickles and jar. I wanted to read that out so bad. All right, continue down the line.
I mean, you just have to feel
totally
so defeated.
So screwed by our military and so ungrateful for the service you've given.
Why won't they and I was reading yesterday that they're really not accepting any of these exemptions. Has anyone gotten the exemption? Have they said yes?
Yeah, the Biden administration tweeted out a picture of this guy saving people's lives in Florida, which is just crazy. And they're like, all right, by the way, in a couple of weeks, get out of here.
They will accept yours. You don't have to get the shot?
I believe in the Coast Guard there has been 4 religious accommodations that were granted.
Why did they get it and you didn't?
Because they were already slated to be either discharged or released from active duty or retired.
Yeah. You're one of 20,000. They're going to lose their jobs. What's your reaction to that? You think our military can lose 20,000 people like you?
No, they really can't. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'll be okay. I'll make it happen. I'll provide for my family. But I would really like to keep doing this job. It's a fantastic job. It has a direct impact on the people that we encounter that are in dire need of help. And we're all good at it. And we would like to keep doing that.
And they saved 50 people down in
Well,
Fort
it would be great if the Department of Defense changed their mind. Chad, thank you very much for telling us your story.
Kaylon, what's up? Ansley is a babe. You want me to say hi to her for you? Andre? That's like, we're not a serious country, you know? No serious country would get rid of their elite soldiers for that. No, absolutely not. I don't know how you could say otherwise. It's just, we're not serious. We have an open border. We're getting rid of our most elite soldiers, you know. Hey, just fall in line. Just do it. And this guy's about to retire. You know, it's just, oh, God, it just makes me so mad. Like, what the frick? Somebody put this tweet up. Biden put this tweet out, and people are losing their minds about it. Oh, my God. More like United States of America. Certain seems like that. Don't trade on me, bruh. Biden had his little Mean Girls moment today with his Twitter profile. Get in, folks. We're building a better America. Get in, bitches. We're going shopping. Here's Joe Biden. I responded with source. But people were so mad for good reason. You're not building a better America. We just hit the highest debt we've ever hit. No big deal there. Look at that. I don't think it's fair to refer to Joe Biden as somebody. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. My bad, Papa. Hey, Papa, good to see you, brother. Government-led controlled demolition. It certainly seems that way, Andre on Rumble. This is what middle-life crisis looks like before Biden destroyed the economy. Midlife crisis. Oh, that's depressing. This is a picture from back when Joe Biden still remembered his own name. Oh, my God. Dude, people are relentless. It's so... What is this? The big guy? No way. Oh, no. I'm here for that. Get in, loser. We're going to, the thing. You know the thing. Get in, loser. We're, we just live in such a insane time these days. I don't think I'd rather take 4-finger prostate exam, Joe. That looks like Photoshop. It kind of does, doesn't it? It doesn't even. Is that? Did they just like? I bet they took the Air Force One. They flew it all the way to his home in Puerto Rico, Delaware, to get that shot. Does anyone think he's driving? Okay, I saw this too, and I just thought this was so funny. There are equally unhinged people on the right as there are on the left. I mean, Project Lincoln, the Lincoln Project is one of the worst organizations ever, but they put this out and they said who wore it best, and I thought it was kind of funny. It's silly. It's cute. It's San Juan, Delaware. Yes. Do you guys think this is a funny meme? They always say the left can't meme, And I think this is kind of funny. Gotta admit, that's a nice 67 Corvette. Wonder if it's electric. Great question, Andre. No way. It's evil tyrants who inflated our government. They're not. Operation Paperclip? Whoa, where did that come from? Now we're getting somewhere. Who doesn't love Operation Paperclip? I mean, thank God for NASA, am I right? Thank God for the Nazis and our NASAs. The left can't meme. It's kind of funny, but it's not a meme. It's not that good. But even she goes, worthless basement dwellers mock a working man's boots. A working man's boots? Come on. A man who has been out in the streets every single hour since the hurricane, working tirelessly to help his people. It's meh. I've seen worse memes. Yeah, me too. It's not the best. It's not the worst, but it's like, come on, people on the right. Just laugh. It's okay. Don't be like the people on the left who feel like every time I put out a short, they feel like they need to dissect me just having a silly joke. They're like, if I put something silly about Biden or something like that, that's just a quick joke, just a quick hoorah, just like we'll make fun of, just like the the Kamala clip. Whoa. The Kamala clip where she says cyclically. People will be like, she actually meant psychologically. And I'm just like, just laugh. It's okay to laugh. We don't have to be so serious all the time and up in arms that we need to be like on edge. Oh my God, I love Ron DeSantis. You don't make fun of him. It's not funny. God, it's okay. Jeez. Ron does look exhausted in that photo. Yeah, he does. Oh, Ron was like, that dude was like working overtime. Bots. Yeah, 100%. Anyways, I thought I'd share that. Just a reminder to laugh. It's okay. We don't have to be so serious all the time. Also, something very exciting coming down the pipe right now. We have a new Will Smith movie. And Tom Brady's getting divorced. I got a 25-year-old Cadillac CTS, and there's no way I'm replacing it for an electric car. I wouldn't. Don't replace it for an electric car. Own that Cadillac, baby. Is anybody going to watch this movie or excited to watch this movie? Even though left is using World War meme to an absurd degree, it doesn't mean that they don't win a minor battle every once in a while. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to lose every once in a while. It's okay to take an L. And those white boots on DeSantis were an L. I mean, come on. I would never wear those. I have too much fashion sense for that. I mean, I'm wearing a green screen hoodie as we speak. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know. Andre on Rumble says, "Fack Will Smith." Fack him. CTS. Brendan on YouTube says, "CTS V best car ever made." Hey, there you go, Andre. You have a fan. Anybody watch this? As soon as I saw this, I was like, "Oh, awesome! Another slavery movie." I feel like white people were obsessed with World War II movies, and black people are obsessed with slavery. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like assuming too much. But I don't even like Will Smith. I'm over Will Smith. I'm done. I'm done with him. He just seems like he's like losing his mind. I'll probably watch this movie though. To be honest, I'll probably check it out. Elon is going to snow coke off a hooker on Friday if he does his party with the street white. Kaylon, you're crazy, man. I bet Elon's going to have a crazy party. Elon put a tweet out yesterday talking about peace deals in Ukraine. And now he, like, all the leftists got mad at him. So he goes, you know, F and I'm buying Twitter. That's what it seemed like. Brandon says they just keep trying to stir the pot to keep fake racism going. Racism is the biggest play and one of their only plays on the left. Racism and abortion are the two. Andre on Rumble says Smith doesn't even have enough balls to stand up to his wife and expect he believe he's a strong hero. Yeah, exactly. No one believes that he's a strong hero. Kalon says the poster looks like Liquid Snake from Metal Gear. Ooh, I have to look at it. Liquid Snake, Metal. I was thinking Metal Gear Solid. Let me check this out. Liquid Snake. Like this? Yeah, I guess I could kind of see what you're talking about. Okay. Will Smith on the down low. Racism, abortion, and the thing. Exactly. That's what it's important to have a message. And right now, again, a new report just came out saying the biggest growing base of the Democratic Party is white suburban people. White suburban people are the largest class of voters for the Democrats. Yet they're the ones saying that Republicans are the racist. It's just, ugh. Maybe Revolver Ocelot. We having who does this look like off? But I just thought it was funny. I just said Will Smith will be slapping the out of every enslaver in the film. I just see Will Smith walking up to every slave owner and it's like, I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you. Slap you, slap, slap, slap. You're gonna get slapped. White suburban people who own Gaston flags and think the Constitution is a good thing. Papa. Papa, do you hear me? Papa. Anyways, I'm not going to watch that film. I also saw, now that we're just like taking a break from some of the insanity for the day, I saw this clip going around of Chinese children and what they're taught in schools compared to ours. I'm just like, are these kids taught about climate change and about the social justice issues of the day? And I wonder if these kids know about equity and what's important for them. Look at these little Chinese girls go. Does this look real to you? This is insane. These kids are straight ballers, man. Wanna be a baller, shot collar, 20-inch blade on Impala, kinda getting laid tonight. Yeah. I feel like we're in a dystopian hell. God. Repeal the 13th Amendment Constitution. I wish politicians took the Constitution seriously. There were too many politicians willing to pretend the Constitution didn't exist when we had the emergency orders of COVID. Let's admit it right now, the emancipation is going to be a watered down version of Django Unchained. Probably. Basketball is the third most popular sport in China. Okay, well then, right behind badminton, ping pong, and billiards. Did you just say ping pong because you're a racist, Papa? Is that why you said that? Did you just assume they like ping pong? Not on my stream. Not on my stream. All right, I got 2 insane clips to share. I hope you guys have been enjoying this stream as we are taking over the world. Trying to take over the world. I can't think of a show like this show who interacts with the comments the entire time throughout the show. They always wait till the end. I do it the entire time. It's always off the cuff. There's nothing written before. In fact, we're reacting together. We're doing this thing called life together. We're trying to figure this whole thing out. Meanwhile, the U.S. kids are learning about 81,734 genders. Exactly. Because that's more important, Pickles. It's more important to figure out what gender I am today. What are your pronouns? My pronouns are purse. I don't know if you've seen that one. Because I'm a person. Okay. The minute we went to pronouns being they, them, that's when my brain just malfunctioned. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't pretend with you anymore. It's getting too weird. Yes, we taking over. Yeah, we are. We taking over, man. We taking over. Come on now. When they stamp a child with the Made in China stamp, everything gets. Oh my God. That's true. 81,734 genders seems a little low to me. Says Papa. That's just as of today, Papa. Tomorrow it could be more. My pronoun is harder, Daddy. I just feel like I have family members that occasionally watch this stream, and I just know sometimes they're like, I'm so disappointed in you. When are you going to grow up? When are you going to change? I prefer pronouns bleep, blop, blip, blop, blep. No, but seriously, everyone put your pronouns in the chat. I need to know. I want to make sure I'm addressing you correctly. Because that's what this show is. That's what this, welcome to the NPR segment of Lib Thoughts. We just recently had to get rid of our last female character. She was too aggressive and provided some really aggressive things out of her mouth, and so we decided to let her go. She was basically problematic in so many ways. Everyone put your pronouns in the chat, please. Brendan says, I'm a dude. That's interesting. That's not the correct pronouns for dude. Is your pronouns he, him? Yeah, please put that in the chat. Kaylon says, I identify as an AR-15. Okay, that's not funny, Kaylon. Okay, it's not funny to joke about guns on my show. It's not funny at all, okay? Guns are serious. Those are assault weapons, okay? They're meant for war. Those are meant for war, and you think you can just go to a gun show and not have to pass a background check and just buy one with your cryptocurrency? We're tracking you, Kaylon, okay? Pickle says mine is Starship Federation Starship according to Northern California school system. That's wonderful. And we accept you as Federation Starship as well. I identify as international waters, therefore your laws do not apply to me. Okay, that's not funny, Papa. The law applies to you. You're under the law of Joe Biden, and he'll do whatever he wants to you, including make sure your diary doesn't get leaked out to the public, because diaries are important. Brendan says AR-10. Okay, AR-10s aren't AR-15s, and so therefore I don't know what they are. They're okay to have. You're okay to have an AR-10. I don't know an AR-15. Is an AR-10 an assault weapon? I'm not sure. I don't know what those things are. Papa says, stop oppressing me. Oh, I apologize. I don't want to be oppressive in any way. I'm here to be welcoming and open and want to accept you for who you are. Stop misgendering me, you hateful screw. Okay, I'm starting to lose the chat. Apparently I went too far on this whole pronoun thing, and I apologize. Brendan says AR is a PP shooter. Okay, I don't know what a PP shooter is. We haven't been trained what a PP shooter is on the NPR program. Papa is triggered right now, and please, Papa, find a safe space in a location near you that you feel like you can walk to and feel safe. Feel like you can just be in a safe place to hang out with people that are like-minded like you, that think like you, so that you can recover from this trauma that I imposed on you by misgendering you or talking ill of you, because that's important. Good P. I don't know what that is, Brendan. And again, you're probably spewing hate speech on my platform, and I want to stop that at all costs. Okay, you are taking you're here, and I want to bring you down here to real life levels. Okay, and here's just a reminder too: if you are in the military, make sure you get this. Okay, make sure you get that. Because you're going to lose your job if you don't. Okay. And this is more important than you saving the country. Brendan says 5.56 or 223. It's a 2222. Brendan, I don't know what you're putting in my chat. Okay. You're probably putting some white supremacist QAnon thing in my chat right now with the 5.56 and 0.223. That sounds very QAnon. Sounds like a Trump supporter. And I don't like that kind of rhetoric and tone. Sean King says, hey, I build you a shrine. Oh, that's wonderful. Make sure to, sacrifice something on it. You're giving me an extreme case of traumas, says Papa. I'm going to negatively tweet about you. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm pushing traumas upon you. I know that me being a white male is very aggressive. Papa says pew pew .22. I don't know what that is. What's a pew pew? Is that some kind of white supremacy talk in here again? Put on the wig, please. Wait, I just said we fired her. She's done. We're done. Do not come. Do not come. Do not come. I'm back, and you can have enough, okay? Papa, get out of the chat. Everyone get out of the chat. It's done. It's too late. NPR, you're going to get so canceled. You're going to get canceled, Papa, for all your hateful rhetoric. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything going on. Oh, no. Here we go. I don't know what just happened. Sometimes I feel like I go off in an altered reality. I think I just lost some people. Constantly happens after I do that. All right, here we go. Just to keep the show rolling, baby. But here is Project Veritas exposing. Have you guys seen this? Project Veritas exposing a teacher who's ready to burn the system down. You can't cancel me, problematic pitch. I've been traumatized. You're canceled. Okay, here we go. Project Veritas, go.
I am an anarchist. The only thing that's a problem here is that
Don't you love these people that are anarchists that aren't anarchists per se because they love what the left does and they love their big government? I'm an anarchist, but I love government and forcing people to do stuff. Okay, yeah, you're real anarchist. Okay, sure. The guy was fired today. Oh, really? Good.
Till 1775 or something. I can get my license revoked for it, for being too woke.
But I think it's,
you know what I mean?
Don't you love that he says that? Apparently he is fired, but I love that he says, like, I can get my license revoked for being too woke. And it's like, you look like you fit the profile.
Okay. Not overly. There's ways to.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, trust me, I want to like burn down the entire system.
Yeah. There's ways to introduce these ideas.
I want to burn down the entire system, but make sure to vote for Joe Biden this election. These people are so full of it. Of course, the blue hair tattooed and large earlobe douchebag is a public school teacher. Exactly. That's why I had to leave the education system. License to ill.
Is without broadcasting it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I broadcasted it too much last semester. So
yeah.
But like, eventually you want to like remove Christianity from, or religion from progressive thought because like.
You want to remove Christianity from progressive thought? That sounds pretty fascist to go after religions, doesn't it? Oh, I thought you were an anarchist. A true anarchist would just be like, whatever, we'll just allow anything to be because, well, we want anarchy. And yeah, the young kids who think they're rebels now and support the government, I know. It used to, haha, it's supposed to be the opposite. Exactly. When you have purple hair, you can infiltrate Antifa. That's true. I want to burn down the system. Okay, then what? Yeah, I don't. At least with like anarcho-capitalists or libertarians who do want to like get rid of the system. There's like a system in place to replace it. These people are just like, let's burn it down. But they don't believe that. The same people will tell you to vote for Joe Biden. The same people will tell you to push vaccine mandates. The same people will tell you that we need to censor speech and stuff like that. These people don't actually believe in anarchy. A true anarchist would not want to censor speeches. Build it back the right way. Yeah, rage for the machine. Exactly. God, I miss Rage Against the Machine. Remember the good times? I remember the Rage Against the Machine guitarist. He had a sticker on his guitar that said, like, arm the homeless population. They would never have that sticker on that guitar anymore.
Religion is hierarchical.
Yes, that is Tyler Wren. He used to teach at the Owasso 8th grade center until...
With no system, there are no laws to protect them, i.e. open... Exactly. They don't... These pretend LARPers, they need their protections because if they were actually forced to face what they push, they would cower so quickly. They used to be awesome, but they are dumb liberals. Yeah, I know.
till he resigned last April after these TikTok videos were highlighted by libs of TikTok.
If your parents don't love and accept you for who you are this Christmas, f*** them. I'm your parents now. I'm proud of you. Drink some water. I love you. Bye.
That was so silly. That sounded like so edgy. And then he's like, drink some water. Drink some water. His guitar probably says arm the Ukraine. Of course. I'm sure. Good call. F your family, but drink some water.
I have a rather large TikTok following.
Yeah.
I'm an authority figure, so I'm going to give out a Christmas message of like, hey.
I have a rather large TikTok following. Yeah, me too. And that's why I'm banned right now on TikTok for 7 days for spreading hateful rhetoric. Because I said that Nancy Pelosi saying that y'all got to come pick cotton was bad. I'm an individual, support the government, rebellious 16-year-old, 22. Exactly. Rebel against the man. Make sure to give money to him. Snort some water.
If your parents don't love and support you for who you are this Christmas, f*** them. I'm your parents now. I love you. Drink some water. Proud of you.
His TikTok.
He just redid his TikTok. You will never get campaign rhetoric from me. Let me just make a promise to you. If I have a slogan or if I say something, I'm going to do my best to never say it again, because that is the most disingenuous thing ever. That's why I hate politicians so much, is they just like, well, what are you shooting deer with Kevlar vests? Huh? Wow, an anarchist with about 3,000 TikTok followers. Looks like he has 57,000. Yikes. That is a pretty good amount. 2012 Occupy Wall Street, 2020 exactly. There are some real people that were for the 2012 Occupy Wall Street who are still not like that, but a majority of them became this. But let's continue down the line.
Page Backdoor is his secret curriculum. Here is a list of books that Tyler wants to hide from parents on his TikTok link tree.
I will say Gen Z is like super progressive.
Oh, I know.
I taught in Missouri last year, not last year, but 2 years ago. I taught a philosophy 101 class. We took a political quiz. Half the kids were like radical progressives. I am definitely not part of Antifa.
Yeah.
As a joke comment.
Yeah.
And they latched onto like, oh my God, it's Antifa.
They couldn't stop you. Obviously, you're teaching, so that's.
No, they definitely couldn't.
Yeah.
Also was like, they were super, like, they didn't want to stand up for the parents, which I get. I mean, it's Oklahoma, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But they definitely didn't.
Yeah, I've seen that Gen Z is super conservative. I'm sure, I bet that they're probably just like reflect the world right now and just polar opposites. You know, very far between. There's no moderates anymore. How can you be a moderate anyways? Like, I don't understand. How can you look at the political system right now and be like, I'm in the middle? Really?
Like, nothing went on my record. Like,
good.
I could resign instead, so it didn't like garnish my teaching experience.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Well, I'm glad you're in the fight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love that like they get these people to admit this stuff on camera. It's so insane. It's easy mistake to make the loser. This loser looks like an Antifa poster child. I know. My 12-year-old demands right-wing death squads. All right. We'll finish with this last clip of Jordan Peterson and Julian Assange's wife, because I think it's an interesting clip. Anybody who says they're in the middle typically vote. Yeah, anybody that says they're undecided typically vote Democrat too. I guess I don't want to like say absolutes though. So I guess there could be some in the middle, but I would probably say the majority of people. I don't want to say that everyone. I'm trying to stay away from absolutes because they're absolutely stupid. But here's Jordan Peterson talking to Julian Assange. Again, the man that all journalists should support, but they pretend like doesn't exist.
Well, I think that Julian is, and that he will historically, in with time, be seen in this way is the foremost political prisoner of the West. He is a critic, he's a dissident, and he's also an innovator. What Julian did was he brought his past background as a computer programmer and computer security expert into journalism. He understood before anyone else the architecture of internet communication and how, as journalism moved onto the internet, as emails were being used to communicate with sources and so on, it was incredibly easy to identify sources, and that therefore any meaningful investigative journalism would be over. And so he took that. He also, saw the opportunity of being able to operate at scale. And this is one of WikiLeaks' chief achievements, which is to have basically become a library of reliable, truthful information, records. And in that sense, WikiLeaks kind of transcends traditional journalism, which was seen as a threat to the legacy journalistic outlets like the New York Times and so on. And I can go back to that editorial that you mentioned, but he did things differently and to achieve a much greater impact.
I don't, like, if people aren't like awake to this kind of stuff when it comes to somebody that's actually seeking out the actual truth and seeing what's going on in the world, and instead of this person being celebrated and every journalist doing everything they can to release this man and talk about this person. It's the same with Edward Snowden. The corporate media and politicians make villains out of people that actually are the whistleblowers that help you and me know what's actually going on in the world. When those people should be celebrated, they want to condemn and put them in jail. It just tells you that, like we always say on the show, that I totally stole from one of the greatest comics of all time. It's a big club and you ain't in it. And Julian Assange decided to challenge the big club, and look where it got him. And I'll be right there with you. The brainwashed don't want the truth. They want to be told they're right. Exactly. 100%. Snowden exposes the corruption decade ago. Yeah, I know. And that's why, Russia is welcoming him in as a citizen there, because, he's not going to be welcomed here because he is a whistleblower and he showed what the Patriot Act was all about. But I appreciate every one of you guys for joining me. That's it for my show. We've been live for 2 hours. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a freaking awesome day. We must all come together and stand tall. Exactly. That's why I started this podcast. Let's stand tall together. Let's be unified in this mission we call finding the truth. And we have the numbers, 100%. We have the numbers if people were just more willing to not be afraid to stand, talk up, speak out. But I think you guys being here is part of the solution, part of fighting the problem of controlling information, because that's what they're obsessed with. They're obsessed with controlling information and not being seen as evil as they truly are. Because when the light shines on evil, evil gets angrier. And only more light will make them cower. And now somebody's calling me, of course. All right. I'm back. Okay. This is what happens when I use my phone as my camera. To take down George, the best army in the Navy. Take down the King George. There you go. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope you guys have a freaking fantastic day. And again, I'm going live again on Thursday, so come hang out with me on Thursday. Tell your friends and family. If you guys don't mind sharing this on social media platforms, literally the only way I grow is through you guys doing that. And so anytime you could do that would be amazing. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you liked hanging out with me. Tell your friends and family about the Derek O'Shea Show. It's the best way to support me, to keep going. I hope you enjoy this stream. Had fun with me. Enjoy your day. Love every single one of you guys. Brendan, thanks for showing up. Pickles, thanks for showing up. Papa, thanks for showing up and getting in the chat. Crowd, thanks for showing up. Sean King, thanks for showing up. Andre on Rumble, thank you. Cords on Rumble, thank you as always. Brendan, as always, thank you. Find It, Fix It, thank you. Tiger Man, thank you. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a good one, fellas. Peace and love to all. You guys are the best people ever. Cord says they are true heroes for free. Exactly. Anybody that's willing to give up their life for my freedom and for me to know what's going on in the world has my full support, period. Happy to be here. Appreciate you guys. I think we have some debates coming up this week too. So be sure to write comments below if you want me to live stream and debate. I'll definitely be doing Whitner debate. Don't worry about that. But I think there's like Arizona, Idaho, and a few others that might be big. Definitely if Herschel Walker and Warnock does one. We'll see if that actually happens. All right. Appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next episode of The Derek O'Shea Show.